Your favorite Z got locked up.
Damn, for real? Where they sent him at?
Shit, he ain't never getting out. They sent his ass to Guantanamo Bay. But no matter where I go, Quinyon is getting closer, and it seems like he already knows where I'm going. He got tight coverage. I got no target. Quinyon unlocked me, and I got locked up. Please, Quinyon let me out. Maybe you're Andrew. Quinyon let me out. No. I can't get open. Please help me out. I'm locked up. Quinyon let me out. Quinyon let me out. I'm locked up.
Get some man! What the rock is cooking?
Recording live from count 'em, 3 locations.
This is Past the Rock.
I am Patrick, and as always, I am joined by 2 great men. Jacob, aka Bethke,
who's live in the flesh, visible for the YouTube audience.
and Colin Collect, locked up by Quinyon Mitchell. It's Caesar, aka LCs.
This is my one and only phone call. They told me I could call a lawyer, my family, but it's Wednesday night, so I had to call into the show because I'm dedicated.
That's my guy. 3 hots and a cot. You'll be all right.
Send some commissary, please.
Just don't ask them to change the channel. Whatever the group is already decided on, you just accept it.
Okay, here's a fun little story. One time, I was in jail because I didn't pay. No, I don't remember which time. This was a time I was in jail. I've been in jail probably like 4 or 5 times, just for like a night or 2. But it was during Monday Night Football. But instead of watching Monday Night Football, all the guys in the Denton County B block are watching the live action Cinderella.
I'm definitely not broaching that subject at all.
I didn't know what was happening, so I just found a book and kept reading because they got that. So
yeah,
anyways,
if those fellows want to watch Cinderella, I'm just gonna have to let that one go.
Kids, register your vehicles, maintain your insurance, and if you do get a ticket, go to court and deal with it.
Do all of those things.
That'll save you just so much grief. Anyways, we do, like I said.
Also, kids, don't challenge Quinyon Mitchell.
No, that's
right.
I mean, we thought that the locking up players in the field, that's great. That's what he's supposed to do. But this feels like perhaps he's taking too far by actually locking Eagles fans up. Though I may not be opposed. I don't know. Mixed reviews from me.
Mixed reviews for me as well.
Well, I'm sure we'll have more on him here in a bit. We are working a little differently this week. Obviously, having C's via hating via Bluetooth. So I guess if you want to present your news and notes that you have scribbled on like the outside of a styrofoam cup, I guess you don't got a lot of material in there.
That is fair.
He's got it written on toilet paper.
I actually
on the back of the citation.
Yeah, they don't really give you a lot of things to write with in jail. But I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try to read this off. All right, gentlemen. So for all of our listeners out there, you might have seen this already, but Jets GM Joe Douglas is the latest victim of Aaron Rodgers. Now, I don't know if he drugged him with ayahuasca and then Woody Johnson saw this and was like, I don't like this. Get your ass out of here. Or, it's just building a roster that's never had a winning record in 6 seasons and, you just got to give him the boot anyway. But yeah, Jets are doing a fire sale. We got no Saleh, we got no Joe Douglas, and you can expect Aaron Rodgers to be a Minnesota Viking next season at this rate.
Okay.
Right. So
we're back, and Aaron Rodgers will not be a Minnesota Viking. Continue.
Well, let's take it to this way, Patrick.
will happen.
I had to stop.
You're gonna have to let me cook here.
Yell at Caesar. I had to cut all that out because
Listen, the way that I see it is, you have a rookie quarterback coming off an injury. You have a slightly ready to win now roster. Why not just get a guy who's already, been in the league quite a while? You don't have to waste a season with rookie growing pains.
well, the problem is
Aaron Rodgers seems like he fits.
The problem is there's tape of how he plays football now.
Of Rodgers?
Yeah, he's bad. He can't move.
Yeah,
But
they do suck.
he would have a better offensive line and better skill players.
Yeah, that.
And what do you say about Joe Douglas looking like Alex Jones's cousin?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah. Woody Johnson.
That's half the reason I think he got hired.
Yeah, you think Woody Johnson is probably a little sad to move on. That was probably why Saleh had to go for. Like, how did they all agree on Saleh? That's incredible. Alex Jones's cousin, Woody Johnson, Aaron Rodgers. They all said okay to Saleh.
All agreed.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm sure there's a unanimous agreement.
Well,
I think Woody Johnson just put his dick on the table and said, Aaron Rodgers, hand me a bottle of ayahuasca.
I'm going to say, to be fair, we are getting reports that Woody Johnson wanted Aaron Rodgers out a long time ago, so.
Oh, shit. Well, hey, we're going to need to monitor that some more.
I don't know how serious those leaks are because there's some other leaks that we'll talk about later or whatever that turned out not to be true, so.
I want them to be very true. I want this to be incredibly true.
But I think it was something like week 2 or week 4. They were saying Woody Johnson was like, we need to bench him.
Okay, now that's a little too early.
For I can't remember. Tyrod. I don't even was he the backup at that point?
Yeah, honestly,
yes, and he still is.
He
still should be.
I would go pro Tyrod, but
anyways,
I still
don't know how true all that was. I saw some Reddit posts about that today, but I didn't do a whole lot of follow up.
Those damn Redditors.
Because I don't care.
I mean, it is Aaron Rodgers. It's hard to care about the guy.
And the Jets. Like
the Jets, they're not. It's not worth paying attention to. But yeah, that's all I got on that, gentlemen. Despite the fact that I am in a cell that has quite a bit of an echo, I'm going to try to power through this next point without getting onto a huge rant. So part of these next news and notes is that the NFL has announced the 25 semifinalists for the modern era Hall of Fame candidates. And gentlemen, as you can probably tell from the rundown that I sent to y'all before I got locked up, I did mention there is a very mediocre quarterback that might headline this semifinalist class.
You're not talking about two-time,
Eli
are
Manning.
you? That's two-time, bro. It doesn't matter.
The man who signed
Listen,
the wall
he is the Hall of Mediocre
Stadium.
with 2 rings.
No, I'm sorry, it's 2 rings. That's 2 rings is crazy.
And let's talk about those rings because those are different rings than the rings everybody else has.
They're awesome rings because
there's
to
never
me,
been
Eli,
a more.
See, I'm not even in a good
unanimous
position to defend my point right now because I can't hear you guys through my own echo.
There's not a candidate in the world that everyone in the country except for the one team's fans were cheering for him to win those 2 rings.
I think that
Maybe the first time. I don't think anybody was cheering the second time.
I mean, I was cheering for the Pats. I was cheering for the Pats both times, just to be clear, because I'm an idiot. But
it was kind of fun to root the second time because it was like, no way they'll do it twice. There's no way they'll do it twice. And then they did it twice, and it was just like it was the greatest thing ever. So the reason that I think he's a Hall of Famer, first ballot, is very simple.
First ballot.
Yes, because think about it.
Can't tell the story.
Think about it. Trent Dilfer, who's the McMahon? What's all these other one-off quarterbacks? Doug Johnson, right? Or not Doug Johnson?
Doug Williams.
Doug Williams. Mark Ripien. Dude, what I'm trying to tell you is all these one-off quarterbacks have won Flacco, have won Super
Dan
Bowls.
Marino. Oh wait, no, he never got it.
You get all of the one-offs that have won the Super Bowl. Eli he did two of those. He got two of them. The same quarterback did it twice. That's awesome. That I think deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
I've already accepted that he is going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, first ballot.
He was just not a good quarterback. Outside of those two playoff runs, he was not a good quarterback.
He was a good
career
quarterback.
record
He was
is
not
500.
He's not.
I
a
would
Hall of Fame
argue.
quarterback.
I would argue, and this is someone who has a Brett Favre book somewhere. Grew up loving that dude. I would argue that the greatness of Brett Favre and the not so greatness of Eli Manning were, for better or worse, basically sort of the same odds at winning a Super Bowl. If not, Eli's being better because his situation, Eli at least had mild restraint. At least he had some levels of understanding his own human fallacy, his own shortcomings. Brett Favre was not understanding of these, and so he got in his own way as much as other teams got in his way. Many football players are like this. So that's why I think it's kind of like you kind of just got to tip your cap to Eli a little bit.
I'm not, and I refuse.
That's fine. You're allowed to refuse.
Now, listen.
Who's next?
This is one of those things where you can't, even as a hater like myself, can't deny the 2 Super Bowl runs, right? But if you look at the totality of his entire career, he played 16 seasons, and in 16 seasons he never made one All-Pro.
You're right. He did
never
play
led
a
the
long
league
time.
in any statistical category.
Longevity argument.
And apart from that, he was never the best quarterback in his own division at any stretch of his career, ever.
There was never a point there was never an awkward middle point where he could have snuck in between McNabb, Romo, and RG3.
I don't think so. Because, early career Eli was not better than McNabb. And then during his peak and Romo's peak, I would have taken Romo as the better quarterback.
Always, 100%.
10 times out of 10.
But
and
also
then
that really
1 year of
supports my
RG3,
Brett Favre
right?
argument.
was already better than Eli.
Look, I'm just
before
gonna say
the wheels fell off.
He's better than Terry Bradshaw. He's better than George Blanda.
Ooh.
Barely.
Ooh.
And if those guys are gonna get in,
and I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but we're holding those guys to different standards of their own era.
I don't want to do this.
Era, he was just the most mediocre guy you could have rolled out there, and just had 2 great playoff runs, which is how he's going to solidify his Hall of Fame status.
You're not in a prison anywhere near New Jersey or New York, right? Are you aware of where you're being held?
I am on the Northeast.
All right,
but I don't know which part.
You might be fine if it's local, but he might have
in the Delaware Valley area.
He might have deported you into Giants territory. So just be careful about 2 times. Who else?
Listen, I'll tell Giants fans to their face.
Steve McNair's
Eli was the most mediocre quarterback I'd ever seen.
Oh, Steve McNair?
Could be average.
McNair's up, but there's no way he's getting in.
Yeah, but let's talk about other candidates that are up.
Would have been a good one.
So I'm just going to go ahead and list some of these unless you guys have a list in front of you.
I have it, but you can go. I just had it to reference.
All right, yeah. So we're going to have Luke Kuechly is probably going to be the next big name outside of Antonio Gates.
Oh, okay.
We have some guys that you guys might be familiar with if you played Madden in 2003 to 7. I believe, what's his name? Fred Taylor, sorry.
Yeah, Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor.
Terrell Suggs, Steve Smith.
T. Sizzle just retired not that long ago. Steve Smith, obviously.
Right.
Okay. Probably one of the all-time
Vikings great, Jared Allen.
Yeah.
He should get in.
Yeah.
Torrey Holt. He should get in.
I would think he would be in.
Torrey Holt not in the Hall of Fame already. Okay. Yeah, probably should do that.
Yeah,
Jared Allen is the first ballot.
I don't know.
I think this will be his second time.
I don't know enough
about really?
Or third.
I don't know enough about how the NFL does stuff.
I don't know how long he was great, but damn, he was.
He was great for a long time. I felt
second year.
That was a motherfucker to play with, yeah, or play against for sure.
That's dude, stacked O lineman class though.
So
to get in.
he retired in 2009. If it looks like. So he's been on the ballot quite a few times.
Who?
Torrey Holt.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Torrey Holt.
Yeah, he's definitely been on.
Yeah, damn. So they really haven't given Torrey Holt love.
Well, this is confusing
And
because
he was one of the best receivers of his era.
I mean, they have a bigger wait your turn issue than other leagues. But
Yeah, it's really dumb. They just need to They need to do them separately and.
no, you can't tell those old people how to handle their business. The NFL is the most stubborn league in the history of stubborn leagues,
dumb.
stubborn businesses.
Dude, there's a ton of cool.
And then
names
you still have
here.
Darren Woodson on there. Which, come on.
Yeah, that's nuts.
We'll see if this is finally the year. But yeah, there's quite a big list of notable football players that any millennial should know. And every other generation after should do some homework on.
Now, here's a good question: is Adam Vinatieri going to get in first round?
Oh,
No way.
I would say yes. I would say that has to be a yes. Same reasons as
Okay,
Eli.
no, he gets in, but he's not going to get a first ballot.
No, he and Eli are first ballot.
Those football guys would never allow it.
I can't tell the story of my generation of football without those two.
They'll tell him he has to wait. Eli's getting in, but Adam will have to wait at least 1 or 2 years.
I stand on
Man,
both
make
of
Eli
those
wait
guys.
5 years and put Adam first ballot.
I'm sorry, I
The
can't.
Mannings are royalty, dude. I don't know what you want.
I can't. Yeah, I can't tell the story
Because of
of
his
football,
brother.
and my favorite moments in football exist because of those 2 men. Mostly, I think. Like those are really awesome. Just I'm glad I was here to watch this. It didn't really help my team, but like this is fun to watch as a bias or a unbiased fan.
About Marshall
Well-
Yanda, does he get in first ballot?
I remember him.
Marshall Yanda?
Yeah.
It's another offensive lineman, right?
Doubt.
Just one of my almost like guaranteed locks every time you build the Madden franchise for however long. Let's throw Marshall Yanda in there first round. All right. I think that's all I got on that, really.
Yeah, well, we can move on from that. What do we have here on the rundown? Sorry, I got too much jumbled into my arm.
Current MVP betting odds is something that you apparently have.
Yeah, you're trying to put some money down on the MVP.
A little bit. All right.
I don't think
So we're just gonna
my
go over a couple
preseason
of-
pick is panning out very well.
So, the number one leader in the clubhouse for MVP, at least according to ESPN, it's Lamar Jackson. Current odds at plus 185.
Is this updated after last week?
As it should.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's still second in passing yards, and I believe
what was his odds
number
again?
one in total touchdown.
What were his
And
odds?
he's just playing the best career. He's just playing the best of his entire career. It's a shame that his defense has been really bad this year. Because if they've been able to hold up their end of the bargain, this is not even close.
Okay. And you're saying Dak Prescott does not have a chance?
None at all.
Okay.
You missed on that one, buddy. I'm sorry.
All right. Well,
what were his odds? The Lamar.
Lamar is plus 185.
Dang, dude. So I wrote him down as my value pick when we did this at the beginning of the year. He was at plus 12,000.
Oh shit!
Because I guess three-peating as MVP or whatever is basically impossible. I had Mahomes.
who was the last person to do it, Favre?
Three-peat?
Nobody's done this.
Three-peated.
No, I'm pretty sure Favre did.
This would just be his
Favre
third
had
one
some
overall.
Stupid ass MVP record. That was his GOAT argument for whatever short lived.
Okay. Favre got 3 in a row from 95 to 97.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I mean, that is difficult, but I would have thought Peyton didn't do it.
No.
What's the official one? Is it AP?
I think he went back to back, but on the first one that he got was shared with Steve McNair.
Yeah. He did go back to back, shared, and then of course, legendary Sean Alexander.
Right, yeah.
That was a great season. That was an all-timer.
Manning went back to back again though in 08 and 09.
Yeah, that's pretty all. Yeah, Manning has a very special one for that.
And he got another one in 13.
Yeah,
Who
he has
does
the
he
most.
have?
Aaron
Five, I
Rodgers has
guess.
4. Aaron Rodgers has 4,
Yeah,
but
Rodgers
they're
went back to back.
only one of them back to
But
back.
one of them's a bubble year. I'm just kidding.
How
There
many
you go.
MVPs is Peyton
Okay,
have?
my favorite.
5.
My favorite
Jesus.
on this AI Google thing that looks like it's good is Tom Brady with 3 awards in 2022 or 2002, 2004, 2015, 2017, and 2021.
2002 MVP Rich Gannon's gonna be offended.
So I don't know what Google AI has goofed on, but
Yeah.
there you go. There's some goofiness with that. Don't trust the Google
There
AI.
you go. All right, and then down the list we have Josh Allen at plus 150. Which, listen, if the Bills can run the table, I'm talking about going about like 15-2, maybe 14-3. The Ravens stumble a little bit more. Josh Allen might get his first MVP,
I mean that fourth.
even though Lamar Jackson will be playing his best ball.
We'll probably talk about it in a minute, but that 4th and 2 is the NFL equivalent of a Heisman moment, like an MVP moment. You know,
Yeah.
if it
Yeah,
happened a little
100%.
bit later, but it's happened in the second half of the season, that helps.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's also a double-edged sword because so let's say you got a tight race in the AFC North, right? Lamar still has one more shot at the Steelers.
He's in the AFC East. The Bills.
Oh no, we're talking about Lamar having his own moment. If he has his own moment in the against the Steelers to win the North, you could, I don't know, maybe argue away from Josh Allen. But I wouldn't hold my breath on it.
What about Jalen Hurts?
And then and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, where's your pick? Where's
Yeah,
Jordan Love?
Where's my pick?
Love. Oh, damn. That wasn't that bad, but yeah, it's been a tough bet for that this year.
Yeah, no, I don't even see his odds anywhere on ESPN.
But all seriousness, what about
Mahomes on there?
go ahead and talk about your boy. I made a joke about Hurts, but obviously there's another Eagle that maybe could be getting some conversation of MVP.
All right, I'm glad you brought this up. All right, so we're gonna skip 3 and 4, which are Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
You
God!
can
Don't
just write them off.
that award.
I mean, the problem is that some people are just going to look at stats and they're going to see that the Lions scored 8,000 points this year. So,
God damn it!
Yeah, but like he's still not a leader in any particular category. Like he doesn't lead in touchdowns or passing yards. So you can just kind of already forget Jared Goff.
which I don't know if y'all saw this.
And then Pat Mahomes is having the worst statistical season of his career.
ESPN tweeted out some graphic with like the top 5 passing yard leaders because Burrow hit 3,000, and the quarterbacks and the teams in the top 5 passing yards are all 10th or lower ranked in the NFL in standings.
Mm.
Just thought that was interesting. Sorry.
No worries. But yeah, back to Bethgate. He's bringing up a Philadelphia Eagle, but it's not the one that the casual fan might bring up in Jalen Hurts, but rather Saquon Barkley.
Who is
Now he leads the league in all-purpose yards.
Saquon's a virtual
He has
nobody.
8 touchdowns and 2 touchdowns.
He's behind Sam Darnold.
In what?
MVP odds.
That's awesome.
Depends on which one.
Yeah, you're right. It depends on which one.
Such a fucking quarterback award, though, if that's true.
Yeah, because on I believe on ESPN Saquon is plus 6,000.
Yeah, I got him
Now-
at +5 on, what am I looking at here? Vegas Insider.
Okay. Now, let's contextualize the season for the Eagles real quick.
Oh, Jordan Love, same stats on mine.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, with Saquon, in terms of all-purpose yardage, I believe he's still number 1, and he's behind Derrick Henry by a little bit in rushing yards. Now, what's really fucked Saquon Barkley is that Jalen Hurts is a touchdown vulture at the 1-yard line.
And this helps me build
It
an
is what
narrative.
it is. Like, if you take away some of the non-tush push touchdowns that Jalen's gotten, he might have like 4 rushing touchdowns. And then you could give the rest to Saquon Barkley, and from there you can kind of see he's been having a great year. But that's not how this works, and so he is a long shot. However, he is undoubtedly the MVP of the Philadelphia Eagles. Sorry, this echo is crazy whenever I get on a run.
Yeah, I imagine it is.
But yeah. That's about all I got on the MVP odds. I mean, we could do more, talk about it, but this is just for our fans who maybe want to put some money.
Have you checked
it's
out
beautiful.
Offensive Player of the Year at all?
Say what?
Did you check out Offensive Player of the Year at all?
I have not.
Let me pull
However,
it
I do
up.
know
So
that I picked AJ Brown, and I might still get the team right.
But
not the player.
I picked Saquon for mine. That's why I was asking.
Shit.
Is it
was a
Offensive
good
Player of
pick.
the Year? Yep, he's the favorite right now on a lot of stuff. It's basically him and Henry.
Oh yeah,
That's basically the running back receiver award.
That's such a bullshit thing to do.
100%.
Just
You know
do
these
college-
NFL boys, they
just
love
do
themselves some
college style
quarterbacks.
and just have every
Every
awards.
position. I mean, I do actually wish that they cared that much, but then
Because
they
like
just
right
like
now,
all pro.
technically, Brandon Aubrey should be MVP. I think he scored like 42% of all Cowboys points this year.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I really feel
the
like
most valuable player.
But I feel like the most valuable player is Boswell this year in that for the same reason. The Cowboys are not useful, but if you think about what Boswell's done with the Steelers, that's crazy. I feel like people haven't talked enough about how Boswell has like low key just got the Steelers to like whatever their record is right now.
I love that Tomlin's just running like the old Spurs White Walker, just keep coming back every year bit.
It's crazy.
Right,
yeah,
100%.
MVP.
What's next on the rundown?
I think we're
It's the picks looking.
Oh, hey, that's me.
That is you.
All right, so we had an interesting week. Caesar did a lot better than me and Bethke did. I missed every single game that kicked off on Sunday after 3.
Damn.
And luckily it got Monday right, but that was kind of a gimme for everybody. Sorry. So right now, me and Bethke finished the week at 7-6. Caesar went 10-3, and I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I'm upset I didn't do my usual put $1 down on some parlays based off you guys' stuff. But then I thought if I did that, he probably wouldn't have gone like 7-0 to start. It probably would have gone the opposite way. So you're welcome, buddy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Caesar went
Hey,
10-3.
did I just take the lead back?
No, you're still one back of me.
No, he showed the graphics. He's
okay,
I think
I
we
see,
need
I
to
see.
demand a recount.
That's fine. I mean, I will re-audit these numbers at the end of the year entirely. So everything's subject to change, but I'm pretty sure that I am still one up on you. But trending, you'll grab the lead again next week.
Yeah, I think there's been voting fraud. I don't think my record's as bad. I think think there's been shenanigans.
Your thing where you're down 15s, you just keep jacking up 3s is not it's not going well. And it doesn't help that we're not like picking spreads or anything. You know, we're just picking straight up. So it's tough to gain games back without being a wild man.
I think the issue that pisses me off is it's not that I'm whiffing. I mean, there's some times where I'm whiffing pretty hard, especially the Jets. The Jets have fucked me, and I've let them fuck me.
You picked the Browns, and Taysom Hill single-handedly took them down.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. There's stuff has happened like that. I don't want to pretend like it hasn't, but like honestly, I've been getting way more boned by just narrowly missing upsets this season. I feel like I've had so many prime upsets just fucked right at the end.
We both took the Bengals, and that was just a poor choice because despite Joe Burrow being the best quarterback in the NFL this year, they can't win games. So,
no, dude, it's just a terrible look. I want to get my upsets more than I want to be the best. I want to just be the best at picking upsets. So it breaks my heart more when those are the ones that.
And yeah, maybe Denver does have something. I don't know what to think about them. They keep looking half decent.
And Atlanta's not.
I just need to see them against good teams.
That's a thing, yeah. And then obviously in the playoffs, any given week, but it looks like their defense is can hold up against teams at least time to time. But that's pretty much it. On
They
our
can hold up
picks.
against good teams. I wouldn't call Atlanta a good team.
Yeah, that's fair. Bethke, just for the
But
record, is
Also, before you continue, Denver's undefeated against the NFC South.
there you go.
They are the NFC South champions.
I love it.
I would love that if you could supersede that way and just take their spot. Like if you were gonna miss the playoffs, like you go 4-13, but you beat an entire division.
Oh my god. It's not the way to pitch it to those people, but I love it.
Anyways, yeah. So Bethke is a little bit behind, and we're hoping that somehow that keeps going that way. It's funny. I don't know.
We're just gonna keep
But
chucking.
I'm going to say one thing. Justin Tucker, you fucked me, man.
Dude, both of us, yeah.
I just wanted to go
Actually, all
11 and
three
2,
of us.
man.
All three of us, and it sucks. He dropped himself below Eddie. What's his name for all-time lead in percentage? So now he's got to try to get that back too.
I don't think it's going to happen.
And
I think he's
Brett-
washed.
Look,
I think
he was
Brett
blaming
Knobber's
the
like
field,
40
so
kicks
that's not
away
good.
from qualifying.
He blamed the field,
Yep.
so I don't know if I. And again, the MVP,
See-
the real MVP of the season, Boswell, had no problem at night, and I should have picked fuck, man.
Yeah, that's crazy when a kicker is blaming the field,
Dude, that was
and
such
then
a
the
miserable
opposing
game.
kickers made all his cakes.
Yeah, no, it was definitely not reading the room. It's something that someone who grew up in a rich suburb of Austin and sings opera in the free time would do.
And also go to a very expensive, prestigious university in the South.
But he didn't have to pay for it.
He played really well there.
He did. That's why he didn't
Yeah,
have to pay for it.
I've got a mixed bag on him just from stuff I've heard third hand from people who were there at events he was at as well. But I like him on the football field, so you know.
No, he seems like a swell guy. What do you mean? What do you mean?
That's the best I can give it.
Swell fella.
Swell enough.
So does
Swell
that
enough.
mean, Caesar, that now it's time for us to try to do the hardest part?
Listen, I have the highlights in front of me, so I can see them. Yeah. All right, this is gonna be a little weird, y'all.
Always
But producer Pat, you're just gonna have to read off what's up coming up first.
producer.
I'm gonna play the
Pat.
first. Are they all muted? No.
No, not all. There's two that have sound,
The first
and they
two?
both belong to the Bears.
We'll
Oh,
find out.
then whose videos are these? Are these Bethke's videos?
What videos?
Are you on the CTE ball?
Yeah, you're on CTE ball.
I gotta go all the way down to lowlights. and
go all the way
highlights.
down.
I found them.
Yeah,
them.
I have a video to present, but
Yes.
not until we're talking
All
recaps
right, here
for
we
the
go.
Cowboys.
Here we go. Very first one. Bears penalty.
12 men, defense, penalty decline, result of play, touchdown.
Packers go quick,
There's
and it's
also
Jaden
offside,
Reed.
that penalty decline.
All right. So the reason I put that on the lowlights, y'all, you get two major penalties and gave up a touchdown on the same play. Bears,
And
you guys gotta get it together,
and it's the penalty where you have
Or
an
don't.
extra guy.
right? Like you got 12 men on the field and you let up a touchdown, and then also have offsides. So that was just a really funny little low light for the Bears.
That's great.
The
Then we get
Bears.
The next Bears low light, which is pretty obvious if you watch football this week.
And it's blocked! Oh my goodness, the Packers block it, and they're gonna win!
Man,
Hilarious.
I honestly wanted to be wrong in that game
What a
just for the
way.
Bears. I was like, yeah, fuck it.
No,
And
it's
they were
perfect.
close,
It gives
man.
them everything they need to believe that they're actually building something and to keep going. Just keep going. You're doing great. Good job, little
Yeah, it
buddies.
just keeps going down south for them. But alas.
Caesar, you ready
All right,
for
what's next?
the man we just talked about, Justin Tucker? So
Oh,
here he's lined
Put it
up
on here.
for a 50-yard attempt? 30-yard
Yeah.
attempt.
It was a
50,
50-yard
50-yard
50.
attempt. Just
Just
a bit left.
Pushed it, or is that
as
pushing
he
it?
had done
when you go
all
far?
season.
I don't know. Hook and
I feel like that's. I don't know if that's pushing or hooking.
And then we'll move on to Caesar's favorite team to hate. And here's Brock Purdy taking a snap.
The pretty
Moving
bad
in the
decision.
pocket. Ooh, it is a bad decision. That's not how you expect that ball to be intercepted.
No, not at all. A fat man interception is
where the man on the
chef's
receiver
kiss.
just punches the ball in the air like a volleyball, and then
It is important to note that this big man grabbed the football and went down, knowingly understanding his place on a football field. So it's interesting to note for
you say that, but I've got a college clip for you later that you're gonna love.
Now, had I been in the control seat for this one, I would have played the Squirtle saxophone video before this Purdy thing, but it just is what it is. That's what happens when Kenyon lets you up.
You gotta
I
dictate.
think of that as the Will Levis theme, so that's why I didn't think about it. But I understand it's
good.
more of an all-encompassing theme that Will Levis just
it's an
embodies
all-encompassing theme
perpetually.
for quarterbacks that make bad plays.
Yeah, it's something we've been trying to understand in quarterbacks for a long time, and now the human embodiment has arrived in Will Levis.
And then
That is true.
next we have further stadium hilarity at AT&T.
Yes. The
What is
stadium
that?
just falling apart.
I got some updates on what this actually is here.
That would be great.
Because I think Jerry confused everybody by acting like it was a piece of the roof.
Well, I have some very clear and concise comments from Mr. Jones later on, but continue.
Yeah. But what it actually was is it's the cover for like a cable tray where they're running cables up top near the catwalk and stuff. So that's just supposed to be the thing that covers the cable tray, but apparently it wasn't fastened properly or wasn't fastened at all. So it was when they opened the roof, the wind came in and took that and separated it from where it should be. So yeah, it's just a thin piece of sheet metal that fell, hundreds of feet and
I
could have killed someone.
The only other thing that I enjoyed about that is how before the video was released, initially they were talking about how it didn't even come close to hitting anybody. But in the video, it clearly comes close to hitting somebody. There's literally a guy who has to get out of the way. Now, look, he saw it coming. Everyone probably heard it flopping or said something. I'm sure it probably wasn't the most awful, scary experience, but to say that it almost didn't hit it, because they made it imply like it hit midfield.
I think what I heard was Brandon Aubrey saying he wasn't allowed to go do his kicks on that side of the field because they knew like that was going to come down at some point, maybe.
Yeah,
I might be mixing two things up.
Then there was a second thing, but it was one that was probably, I guess, the same type deal, but then that one had not exactly flown off yet. Yeah, oops.
Just more cowboy fun.
So, and yeah, that's 2 years since the last time they attempted to do that, which is why those people who worked there probably weren't tightening that because they didn't realize.
It's never been a problem. Well, because if wind hit the stadium the way. If it was angled correctly, it wouldn't go in that way. I'm just kidding.
And a cool front also blew through DFW for those not in the city and turned us into like having 70, 80 degree days into having like 40 degree days overnight.
Starting in 40s, still ending in the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what I mean. Essentially,
yes, I did have to
had a massive breeze
and a
coming
jacket this morning.
Yeah,
my coffee.
But yeah, that's your weather report, Caesar. Back to you.
Next, Caesar, we're going to talk about Houston and Dallas highlight / low.
All right, before you play that.
Yes, sir.
This is one of those things that I mentioned, I believe, last week, where there are plays that can be a highlight for one and a low light for the other. And this what helps us transition from low lights to highlights.
Wonderful.
So go ahead, Patrick. Play that clip.
Bam. Oh, here's Cooper Rush. He gets stripped.
There you go, Guyton.
Guyton's got it.
Be a hero.
Now Guyton doesn't have it. See, that big
Guyton doesn't just have it. Guyton got lit the fuck up.
Yeah, man. I don't know what he was thinking on that play.
You could literally, bro, like, look at I'm replaying it right now. It's amazing because, like, so he gets beat, which is also not great. Grabs it, and then he's like, no, I'm making up for it.
He's trying to stiff arm somebody.
Yeah, no, he really just
he needs two hands on the ball if he's ever gonna actually pick it up.
athletes do this
Yeah,
in
and-
all professional sports all the time, and we do it in video games. And I think what's relatable is when you really suck at something or you're struggling at something, you press even harder and struggle and suck even more. And I thought that was a perfect example of that. It was where he had fucked up the initial play, caused the problem. Then in his brain, he was like, no, I'm going to solve the problem, not mitigate the problem by recovering the ball. He's like, I'm going to solve the problem. Of course, he did not solve the problem. He exacerbated the problem. So I just think that's
and one thing, they tell you early on high and tight when carrying the ball, right? he held it high, way too damn high.
It was very high.
It is up next to the face
His
mask.
fucking face
I don't
mask.
think I don't think the big guys realize that it's gonna bounce off the breastplate like it does.
And just how good these guys are at actually knocking a ball out of your hands.
Yeah, it's straight helmet to breastplate,
Also-
basically. Helmet, ball, breastplate, boom.
Yeah, he
easy
was
fumble.
running like he's Adrian Peterson, and you can't get away with that if you're not Adrian Peterson. So
Yeah, and the beauty of this play too. So Guyton gives up the sack, and Derek Barnett, former Eagle, causes the sack, and also is the one that gets the touchdown.
yeah,
Not the
Now,
hit though.
another thing is Derek Barnett's really let himself go. Jeez,
He's a DT now, right?
be a very
He went from
lean
D-
defensive
went
end,
from
and I can
DE
see
to
that
D-
defensive
DT.
lineman gut growing.
He's trying to stop the run, C's.
Be the first time he's ever fucking done that.
keep winning. It's all good. All right, next.
But
we're
anyway,
gonna
yeah,
move
I
in
believe the
to
next on the docket is Anthony Richardson.
Yes,
Play that clip and watch him murder a man.
face.
Really impressive for the Jets to lose this game for a lot of reasons.
I wish this dude would not do that stuff, but
No,
But
fuck
it's
that.
so cool. He just trucked that fucker to the next dimension.
Just make sure you do good things with your money and pay attention to Cam Newton's career. You don't have to follow him in other ways to stare at but if you're going to start knocking dudes out like
he's not
that,
big, he's not big enough to be Cam. I don't think.
two
Maybe I'm
things
wrong.
you need to know.
Oh,
Cam
he is
Newton-
big as Cam.
Is he okay?
Cam didn't have as long of a career in as he should have, maybe for other reasons, but injuries definitely came in part of it. Two,
Oh,
the
dude,
referees
the part of
were
why Cam
savage.
didn't last long was because his shoulder was shot.
Referees were savage, bro. Referees did not, and I think anybody who watched Cam Newton, there are a few people that I've ever actually felt were slighted by officiating a lot in their career in any sport, and Cam Newton is one where I have to give him the benefit of the doubt. They did not call
Oh yeah,
the same game for Cam Newton they called for a lot of the other quarterbacks.
yeah, and it's taken a long time for the refs to give the benefit of the doubt to the running quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess next we're gonna go on to Branch.
The Bills. Oh, Branch?
That's Branch's next.
Yeah. Deion
All right.
Branch.
I wasn't sure if it was Dion Branch.
It's Brian Branch. I think.
Okay.
It's Brian Branch, and he just laid someone the
I feel
fuck
like
out.
Dion Branch has been gone for a while. I'm gonna run that back because I didn't know what to look for here. So,
Well, one guy's going to catch the ball,
Mac-
the other guy's
Mac
going to knock him
Jones
the
is gonna
fuck
throw a
out. For
hospital pass.
him. Yeah.
Bah!
Honestly, I don't even know if that's as bad of a hospital
No,
ball
I
as
mean,
the safety just.
I mean, he could have probably thrown that ball a little bit harder, but yeah, that's just a good hit.
Yeah. Dude just knew
That is
where
a
the
very
play
good
was
hit
going.
from a really small safety.
And
I
then,
see a lot of Bob Sanders in this guy.
That's a nice comparison.
the Bills.
Yes, sir.
Josh Allen.
This is what we were
Here we
talking
go.
about.
Heisman
Josh
play.
Allen with
MVP
the
play.
Heisman moment.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. That pretty much summed it up. You didn't think the Chiefs would probably come back after that, although it's like, it's Mahomes and it's over 2 minutes maybe, but that's a tough one to come back from.
Yeah.
Down 2
The onside is kind of nerfed in a way.
That too.
Not that it wasn't already, but it is kind of a different shebang when they know it's coming.
That is very true.
And then,
Now,
oh, yeah,
what
go
do we
ahead.
have next on the
Oh.
docket, Patrick?
Here comes a walk-off or something. Is it a walk-off?
Yeah.
No, it's close.
Geno
Geno?
Smith.
Yeah, it's Geno.
Yeah.
With his
this is
own
proving
touchdown
me right
run.
here.
To the corner.
I love it when I can get a hate pick right. I love it every time.
And yeah, that's the one game this week that you got exclusively right by yourself.
Should have been more, but Gino, if nobody got me, Gino got me.
And
you know what? On this play, and like I wasn't watching this game, but I just thought to myself, where is January 6th #1 fan? And then I realized he got hurt. And I'm like, no wonder Gino got away, because if Bozo was on the field, he was never going to allow that man to get free.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, yeah.
now that means
But
we
yeah.
have the rarest of rare. The Will Levis.
Is it what I think it is?
Now, to be fair,
No.
I don't know if this is even Will Levis highlight as much as Vikings low light, but that's fine. We'll stick it this way.
Listen, we got to give him something.
All right, but who's the receiver? Do you got the name ready?
IMF or something?
Westbrook in
Oh,
Kine.
Nkine. Okay. Russell Westbrook.
Look,
But yeah,
so
this is the longest pass in quite a bit.
Probably the whole year, right?
So it had to have been
Is
high.
that 99?
98. Westbrook
98.
Ikine. Nick Westbrook Ikine is my best attempt at that. Yeah, so this is the thing that's going to happen sometimes when you run 87% blitzes is your safety might get beat and you might watch one go yard. But it made that game a lot more close than it should have been.
Yeah.
It feels like
Did
a
something
story of
for
the
Red
Vikings
Zone.
season.
The
At least in some of these wins.
The last history of the entire franchise, yeah. We'll move on to someone named Peyton Wilson.
Steelers linebacker. I need you guys to look at this clip nice and closely.
Yeah, no, he straight ripped that thing. Pittsburgh's special, dude.
Hell of a play.
It's crazy. Honestly, like, I know that we're writing it off. I know we're not taking it seriously, but Russell Wilson might get a Super Bowl ring with the Steelers. And I'm just
his Peyton Manning ring.
I'm just telling you, because this defense is stupid, bro. And they're competent enough on offense. I don't know. Maybe
incredible play.
Maybe the offense is too inept.
Just to catch up to the pass from a linebacker was incredible. To deflect it would have been crazy, but to just straight rip it.
To rip it out of the man's hands?
That was cool.
Special. Yeah, they can't keep getting away with this shit. Pittsburgh, bro.
Everyone's favorite name to say, Puka Nakua.
Puka.
Ooh, this was a special catch.
Damn, did he look at the camera?
That's exactly like an old Madden intro highlight catch.
Yeah, honestly, that's definitely going to be the next Madden.
Diving catch to the outside.
And you know what? This was tough to pick a highlight from this game because there was a lot. Matthew Stafford put on a vicious performance, but that one for me was the cream of the crop.
Yeah,
beating up on the Foxborough Patriots.
Yeah, I mean they only won by 6, but they did do it. That is it for the highlights and lowlights, which I guess means we're gonna do halftime. So I gotta hit this button.
It's halftime.
Beat steady knocking. Middle of the stage, got the whole club rocking. Nigga, you can hate, but your beat steady watching. Bitch, you can't do it.
This is a lot different than the edited version I heard earlier.
You cock blocking. Told the girl you rap, but your CD flopping.
All right,
how long did you put this song
halftime.
for?
It's the whole song, so you can just go ahead now.
Okay. All right. So now that we're back from halftime, I'm still in jail. But you know what? That's fine. Because we're going to talk about the man that put me in jail real quick. Patrick, I should have a video that said that the Eagles won. So please play that for the
days like this, but down by 9 now in the battle for first place. Barkley! Does he have another one? Yes, he does. Touchdown. 39 yards for the
30.
Oh, man, I love a great
Bro,
win.
Al Michaels, man, he just could not want to do that job less every week. That was a good game,
And yet, he still shows up to collect that paycheck, man.
It was just another game where you're like, man, you don't have, no one's making you come to this. Well, I guess maybe the people who signed the contract and your lawyer and maybe your ex-wives or something. I don't know. He does eat an only like red meat diet, so he might need more medical attention than most.
Oh, sorry.
You know, also apart from that, he might just have a huge gambling debts.
Yeah,
he's probably doing a Bruno Mars thing right now.
On that Jay Leno life.
The thing is, you heard about
Exactly.
this,
Wait, what?
That was my terrible Jay Leno impression.
If you, I don't know, Jay Leno's Twitter's main character today. Go look up the reasons why.
Oh, I didn't know anything about this. I'll have to look into that
later. He fell out of Holiday Inn, guys. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Continue, C's.
What was he doing at a Holiday Inn?
He fell at or out of?
Or Hampton Inn. I'm sorry, Hampton Inn. He was staying at Hampton Inn.
Still the same question. Or out of?
Look, legal professionals that represent the client can speak on the subject at a different time.
Fair.
Yeah, just put the parody banner somewhere.
Yeah. Dude,
let's talk about this game.
Are we talking about Thursday night football?
So we're talking about.
I was so mad this was Thursday night
because I already forgot about.
This was Thursday night.
I hate having good games on Thursday. What should be good games on Thursday because I feel like it takes away from everybody's enjoyment.
Didn't take away from mine. Now I'm just gonna get into this game just a little bit. So I had some concerns about how the Eagles defense would handle Jaden Daniels. And they stepped up to the plate and proved any concerns that I had weren't very valid. Now, yes, the Commanders did have moments that looked kind of promising. But at the end of the day, the Eagles defense really was able to tighten up, at least when it mattered most. Now, the problem of this entire game for the Eagles was the offense. First quarter, second quarter and third quarter, sorry. It was rough, all right? They just could not finish drives. And then Jake Elliott looks like he's washed.
I feel like he's been around forever.
Here comes Saquon Barkley. 2 touchdowns in 2 drives and seals the game. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But gentlemen, did you guys see this game? Did you guys have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, it was mostly a good game, but again, I beg of Amazon to just let Al Michaels go home forever because he's ruining your product. Kirk Herbstreit is bitching and moaning. He's not having a good time, and who can blame him?
His dog died. It's not fair.
Dude, he's working like 50 jobs right now to support all these goddamn golden retrievers that he has. Like, I don't know what's going on with Kirk Herbstreit. But I'm just saying, Thursday Night Football, we're stuck with it. We're okay with it. We want you to stop doing things like this. So we're trying to be supportive of at least Thursday, so you'll leave us alone about the rest of the days. But for the love of God, just stop Al Michaels. Just stop Al Michaels. Every Thursday game we talk about, it's gonna be the same thing.
Thankfully, though, we do not usually talk about Thursday Night Football.
No, usually not.
Now, let's move on to the next game on the docket. It seems to me that the Vikings also won. So go ahead, Patrick.
Yeah, it was fine.
Was there not a clip?
Oh, I forgot there was a clip. I'm sorry. 1 second.
Levis and company as they begin at their own 16-yard line. Down 10, Levis going to take his shot here, throwing into triple coverage, and it is picked by Harrison Smith.
The hitman.
I wish it was Cam. Is it Cam Robinson?
Cam Bynum.
Yeah, I wish it was him that took that pick. But alas. No.
Yeah, man.
Patrick, tell us about this game because you know we didn't watch this.
It wasn't the most exciting game you've ever seen. The Vikings kind of let the Titans hang around for a bit. Obviously, the 98-yard touchdown did a lot of the lifting there. Because that came after a beautiful punt where we pinned them down to the 2. Defense held up, got them like a 3rd and 7, and then they get a 98-yard touchdown. That's frustrating, but otherwise they played fine. The Titans got penalized a ton. I think that was the big story coming out. I think at one point they had 10 penalties before the Vikings got called for one. Some of them I did not agree with. There's a roughing, like a unsportsmanlike conduct for breathing on Sam Darnold after he's touched the what do you call it, sideline. And then there was they called another late hit, quote unquote, that was soft. It was a weird game. Titans fans were upset, and probably rightfully so on a lot of that, but their team's not good, and my team is okay. Addison left the game hurt, but they said he's going to be fine. It was leg cramps. That's about it.
Alrighty.
Mm.
Did you see this game at all?
No, I definitely did not see anything about this game except for the
at noon to see Minnesota, Tennessee, which
no.
If I had timed out my dollars and cents right, I might have. That was the cheapest NFL ticket I probably could have gotten this year. Would have been that game. So I'm upset I didn't really pull the trigger, but
there's got to be another opportunity later down the year.
There's a game late December against someone dumb that I was thinking of looking at. I can't remember who it is right off the top of my head. Anyways, Vikings win.
SKOL.
SKOL Vikings. All right.
Minnesota!
Okay,
play the clip.
Here you go, bud.
Mixon, touchdown, Texans. And the second half drought is over for Houston.
Wait, am I back on?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, I saw a little bit of this game, but you know what? The person who should take the lead here, Bethke. Bethke, please give us your feelings, your thoughts
I think
on this
actually,
entire Monday night experience.
No,
he
fuck
might have
y'all.
something
I'm not
prepared for us.
responding to anything Cowboys related anymore this season. I'm yielding my time to the speaker.
That was a hard one. These guys are good at it in there. Houston's a team. What's that? How do you lose a team? You misplace them on the road or what? Well, I've always, Houston's close to Dallas. I thought we were hanging in there, not hanging, but in there pretty good. I don't look at it. I look at it in whole. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. And we are looking ahead. Now then, we've got a whole, and we all understand it.
All right, and if I think that was pretty clear, so I don't know what else needs to really be said.
No, right.
We all have a hole and we understand it is not a bad life lesson.
I tried to edit those in a very ridiculous way, but honestly, ultimately, you just have to let Jerryisms flow on their own, and they do it themselves.
I want me some glory hole.
Yeah, so that's honestly, I think it's bullshit that me, the common fan, has to answer these questions for the clear problem child. So I will be taking my time every week to cut up the post-game press conference that Jerry feels he must subject himself to. Patrick and I were talking about this earlier. Caesar, I need you to guess for me. That was 30 seconds cut from a 17-minute long presser, okay?
Jesus Christ.
In the 17 minutes that Jerry spoke to the media, when do you think the first time he tried to break it off to leave and then someone asked him a question and it prolonged it? What period in that 17-minute long conversation do you think that happened?
I want to say, give me 9 minutes.
No, it happened about 2.5 minutes into the video, actually, that he first does.
Right.
And then final question, how many times do you think that happened before it actually ended? So you get one. So for the math guy, we have 17 minutes worth. You have one from what you know, you have one every 2.5 minutes.
So I'm gonna say 4.
3. I believe there were
okay.
3. There were
Good
3 in that 17-minute long span where he tried. The final one was the one that they got the confirmation of Trey Lance, Cooper Rush. That is the only controversy for people. I mean, I guess it's controversial, but this team is such. Like, it doesn't matter who plays on the field anymore at this point.
No, but I do think those comments are. I think McCarthy saying what he said was the only way that he's allowed to give a middle finger. So
Yeah, honestly, Mike, dude, he's not firing you, so just do whatever you want, bro. I really don't care. I don't see what you have to lose. If anything, you have a lot of respect to gain by truly being the martyr to Cowboys Nation. Just flame his ass.
For anyone who doesn't know, McCarthy said he wanted to put Trey Lance in, and then later we hear Jerry saying, "What did he say?" Cooper
Rush gives us the best chance to win.
Yeah,
this is
which
a
lot of
3-7
people
football
interpreted
team.
as Mike McCarthy's not allowed to make that decision.
This is a 3-7 football team with Washington twice, the Eagles once, the Giants, I guess, for whatever that is, and then the Panthers, who may even be more respected.
Tommy DeVito and Cooper Rush. Can't wait to talk about that in a minute.
It's just comical. So we're not going to give it any more time than that. Jerry's comments will be how we assess the situation moving forward.
All right, fair enough. Well, with the recap done, it's time to give the audience the Watch It, Skip It, Train Wreck Games of the Week.
1 second.
Watch it, skip it.
I have to remember where I saved it.
Train wreck it.
Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I forgot which one I did this week. Okay, here we go.
Oh my God.
LC's, it's finally Sunday morning. Tell me which game that I should watch. Please, please, please don't dare hold back. I need to know which games are train wreck. Oh, LC's, please don't make me watch the Jaguars. Tell me, because I need to know some of your wise words. Let us know which of these games we're spending our time on. OLCs.
God damn it. This is incredible.
That really, really out of tune trumpet is awesome.
You know, these just keep getting better and better. 10 out of 10 yet again, Patrick.
Thanks, bud.
All right, well, I'm not going to make you watch the Jaguars.
Thank you.
However,
I realized I was listening back through a bunch of those today, and I think I've talked crap on the Jaguars in like 3 out of the 6 that I've made.
No, at this point, the Jags are baked into it.
Well, you know what? They are a permascape team. Let's go ahead and slot them in there. Them and the Panthers, y'all are banished to the permascape. But with that said, let's talk about what you should watch. All right, gentlemen. I got 2 games on the must watch.
I know you said gentlemen, but that connection just made it sound like you just said, all right, jellyman. And I don't know why, but that's a term I want people to start using.
I mean, we can make it a thing. It's a joke, I guess. But yeah, let's talk about these 2 games. We got Ravens at Chargers and Cardinals at Seahawks. Now, I know that Cardinals-Seahawks game may not seem that interesting if you are a Kyler Murray hater or just a general doubter of Kyler Murray, but he's playing his best ball. And then you have the Seahawks, who just came off an exhilarating win. Geno Smith, I believe now, since he's taken over as a starter, has led the league in comeback wins or game-winning drives. So there is some excitement as well built into this game. but that you're already going to get naturally put into the Ravens-Chargers game because you have two young, talented, elite QB showdowns or whatever. You have Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, and it's the Harbaugh Bowl.
The hard balls.
The Harballs.
Who's got it better than us? Well, I guess whoever wins.
Nobody.
No, not this time. Someone's going to have it better than somebody in this one.
Right? And the Ravens can't afford to lose this game. They can't take more AFC losses. It's not a team that I think should enter the playoffs outside of the 1 seed.
No, they need to grind.
Well, that's the problem. They've been grinding, and they keep failing.
No, you got to grind set doesn't stop. See.
Well, it's stopping them, at least when it comes to the playoffs.
Dang, this is a crazy week. We've got 6 teams on bye this week.
Yeah, it was rough pickings. And aside from that, you have a lot of teams with winning records going up against losing records. At least that's how it felt like when I was picking these games out.
Yeah,
so it's a wash of a weekend.
Oh, yeah, for
but,
sure.
I mean, hey, the Harbaugh Bowl is a good headliner.
On paper.
This is a good headliner, though.
There's a couple of good matchups. If you're really into football.
And someone does need to take advantage or take.
That's rough.
Someone does need to take charge of the NFC West. So I respect that game.
Yeah, San Francisco, Green Bay does have a lot of implications.
The implications.
Yeah. Now, I hope the implication is that the 49ers get stomped out and we don't have to see them in the playoffs.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to pick between hate picks here, and I think I know which one I have to pick. Who the hate is less hateful for.
I'm interested to see that. Patrick, are the games up for us to pick?
I always plug them in when we do this segment so I can review what's coming up this week.
Plug it in.
I just finished plugging them in, although I'm about to do the highlight the odds favorites, which I haven't done yet.
Sounds good. Well, while you're doing that, time for me to talk about the 2 must-skips. If these games come on your TV,
gross,
then people at home, I advise you to break your TV and walk outside and enjoy the weather. Giants Bucks, because you're going to get Tommy Cutlets. And that Giants offense is already boring. Putting in a guy who should probably be in the UFL, getting some more NFL time, there's just nothing exciting about that. Just go ahead, save yourself the grief.
Let's also not sweep under the rug the fact that they most likely put the guy who's the second most talented on the bench so they didn't have to pay him any incentives for performance-based in case he was any good. Drew Lock looked pretty stunned and did not have much of an answer and was pretty open with the media when they asked him about why he's not the starting quarterback for this New York Giants.
Pretty clearly Tommy DeVito's agent's part of the mob, right?
There's a lot going on there. So I'm just going to let the Maras continue to be the Maras because I need teams to continue to be worse than the Joneses if we're going to continue to bring in and rehabilitate Washington. Yeah, we're going to need to continue to have shitty ownership. It's going to need that.
You're not wrong on that department. As long as the Giants continue to be bad, I'm all for it. Now, this next game, y'all, there might be some excitement, but it's still 2 teams with losing records going up against. Oh my God, this echo's tripping me up.
Sorry.
All right, I know you're good. Pats at Dolphins. Like the Pats have been playing a lot better under Drake May, but it's still a bad team. Dolphins. Tua's back. The offense kind of looks like it's working, but they're still not winning that many games. So save yourself the grief and skip these 2 teams, y'all. Now, with that said, does anybody have a game they would like to nominate for a must skip? That's not either the Jaguars or the Panthers.
I'm not watching Vikings Bears.
Let me see if you have this one listed somewhere. Yeah, Houston, Tennessee.
That could also be bad. But y'all are forgetting Will Levis plays for the Titans. And that man is must watch.
Permanent must watch /
Not for
train
good
wreck.
reasons. But speaking of train wreck, I had a hard time for this one.
Permanent train wreck.
So I picked the Lions and Colts. So kind of the reason behind that is you have two QBs who can sometimes have too much dip on their chip. And that leads to some hilariously bad plays. And that is my train wreck. But guys,
I was thinking.
I'd love to hear from you guys.
I guess. Oh, never mind. Can't count them. Never mind.
Becky?
What do you mean? You can't count who? No, I'm good with the Lions Colts.
I was thinking about what the Chiefs might be able to do to Carolina, but obviously it doesn't count. So
yeah, I know. That's just a get right game. Good old fashioned one.
Unless Bryce Young is the truth.
Hey, could
and I'm skipping all these games. I have to make more time for Cooper Rush.
Oh man, I'm sorry, bud.
I'm sorry you have to do that.
It reminds me of the good old days, back when it was Chad
I'm not
Hutchinson
super sorry.
and
but I am
Drew
sorry.
Henson.
Oh God,
Which I guess, yeah. Is that
those are some nightmare days for Cowboys indeed.
So I'm confused. What is this galvanized video that we have here? Is that from last week?
That's the Cowboys
That's from,
tanking
like, 2
video.
weeks
You
ago.
can just hit it.
I remember now.
God, you stopped it.
Yeah, I wasn't sitting through a minute of that right now. Maybe later.
Oh.
I think
Alright,
that
well-
might end our. Is that our last of Watch It Skip a Train Wreck?
That does end it, and we're gonna preview Week 10. Is it Week 10 or Week 11?
12.
You're
It's
shitting me.
week a billion
It's either 11 or
billion.
12.
per billion.
It's week 12.
Let me. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
we'll.
teams will be playing their 11th game. Some teams
All right.
playing their 12th.
Well, we got Week 12. First up, Vikings at Bears. And yeah, I'm familiar with your team's game, Patrick. They're going to make this game closer than it should be, but still secure the win.
Maybe. I actually think this is one that we could just straight dominate. Just because our defense, and I don't know what the Bears are trying to do on offense, but we'll see.
Well, you know, we did see a little bit of a better performance from the Bears against the Packers. And it is a rivalry game, so you could always throw records out of the window.
It's in Chicago. It's fair.
However, this Bears team's on a downward spiral. The way I see it going, Minnesota puts up 23, 24 points. Chicago maybe gets 10. But the game is a lot closer than it should be, with the Vikings pulling away at the end. That's how I see it going, but I don't know.
Caleb Williams, let's do it.
Caleb Williams. All right. Bethke, this is your team we're talking about next. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but this is like 3-4 weeks ago. Commanders fans, after winning a game, I don't know which one it was, and Dallas in the middle of their spiral, were chanting, "We want Dallas." Well, now
Is
they're
this not
getting
from
Dallas.
2 years ago or whatever.
Well, you know what?
No, this was recent.
You know what I say, Caesar?
What'd you say?
World, the time has come to
Push the button.
Please don't push the button.
They told me to in the video, so I had to stop it. They told me to push the button.
Oh, good, good.
It's time to. If I'm going to be silenced by the propagandist leftist media, then we will take over the. Caesar, for you, I've added the Tanking with the Boys graphic to the main. It's just all you can see on the visual now. Yeah, I mean, look, we jumped into the top 10 this week. That's very exciting. We like to see that, but we're not done there. You know, there is a commitment to excellence with this franchise and everything we do. So if we're going to tank, it's time to tank. It's time to go sink to the bottom. I want Mike McCarthy to make every decision that's going to make Jerry have to answer tough questions that he would only have to answer out because he chooses to answer them, not because anyone's forcing him to. I want it to continue to be bad. I'm sad this week. I believe that's in Washington this week.
Yes,
that's correct.
Unfortunate there, but we'll continue that narrative again on Thanksgiving with the Giants.
This is great. You get to add an extra week to your haven't won a home game since.
No, see, that's fine, but I guess for me, I'm a little bit more concerned here. I'm seeing real potential for a Cowboys fourth victory, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I need them to be at home. I need their pressure back against the wall. I need beautiful tank. I need full commitment to this bit because they're going to try to bring Deron Bland back. They're going to try to bring DeMarcus Lawrence back. At some point, that's fine. I want it to be maybe the week after. I want to delay the inevitable here. It's very important that we stay in the top 10 and keep this within a shouting distance of the number 1 overall pick. That's my full official breakdown of Dallas, Washington. And every Dallas game moving forward, frankly.
All right. Well, we can just copy and paste that for the remainder of the season then.
More or less.
Heard. All right. We'll move on to the final preview. We got the Philadelphia Eagles going to Los Angeles against the Rams on Sunday Night Football. I really wish they would have flexed this out. I just, I got so used to those morning or noon games. Noon games are beautiful. NFL, please give me more Eagles with noon games.
Yes,
Anyway.
I will double down, triple down. All I want are noon games.
No, I want to keep putting the Eagles on Thursday Night Football.
Just had them exclusively on Thursday night?
Yeah, that's just Eagles night in America. Hey, honestly, with the way that Jason Kelsey can't get off my screen, my TV screen, you would think they're not far away from pitching that. The man singing during commercials. He's all over the show. But that's Monday Night Football that they have him. So yeah, maybe Monday Night Football is just going to eventually be the home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I bet Troy would love it.
I don't think. Yeah, honestly, I think he would at this point. Fuck him. He almost played for the Eagles.
Yeah, the backup.
I love you, Troy, but I remember shit. That's what I do. Continue, Steve.
Fair. All right. Let me just wrap this up then.
Yeah, let me know what you think about Puka and Stafford.
Honestly, I am worried about them. So
I'm excited.
This is going to be a real test for our young secondary. Y'all saw the intro. Quinyon Mitchell, Guantanamo Bay. He's going to have a real test here again. You have Cooper Kupp on one side, Puka Nacua on the other. Cooper DeJean for the Eagles. We traded with Washington in the draft so we could go get him, which, by the way, thank you, Washington. He's been great. We have 2 great young secondary pieces against 2 established wide receiving threats for the Los Angeles Rams. And then Matthew Stafford, he can still make every throw on the field. Every angle, he can be late, he can be early, doesn't really matter. He can make so many throws that very few quarterbacks can. So this is going to be a real test for this Eagles defense yet again. Now you look on the other side. The Rams have a great defensive line. They've been really hitting on those draft picks over the last couple of years, which, ironic to say, especially when they are fuck them picks. I think that's what they said.
They were team fuck them picks.
That's a meme.
I was told that they were going to crash and burn, and they weren't even going to be an NFL franchise by this time.
Well, here's the thing, Bethke, and I'm glad you brought that up. The one thing that they have done is that they've been accumulating a lot of late round picks, a lot of 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounders. So they have way more darts to throw at the board, and they've been hidden.
Hey.
They've gotten solid pieces all across the roster.
Football players can be drafted anywhere.
That blue chip guy, but Jared Verse might be that first guy. And he's been great for them this season. Did you say something?
No, we're just letting you go off because you're preaching.
Okay, thank you. Now, I look at this Rams defense, and the biggest weakness is that secondary. They haven't really loaded up there, and they're vulnerable. But then you look at the Eagles' pass attack, and they are so average. I believe they are 16th in DVOA in the pass game. And that's with A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. You can add Saquon Barkley to that part of the offense. And then you have Kellen Moore coming in and sprinkling some of his own ideas, right? But the pass offense is worse. So that kind of leads a big question of Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, Kellen Moore, what's going on? And maybe
no identity offense.
But I don't know. Oh, no, they have an identity, and it's Saquon Barkley. We've been run first. I believe the Eagles, at least since their bye week, are the most run-heavy team on early downs in the NFL. So, Kellen Moore, you said no identity. He said, fuck this pass game. I'm just going to run this ball.
Jason Garrett's vicariously living through him.
Perhaps so, perhaps. But yeah, this game, like you look at the records and you're like, the Eagles should have this, right? Don't be surprised if this is a tight game going into the fourth quarter or the Eagles implode. Because that passing game is very susceptible, or rather very inconsistent. And they've been relying way too much on Saquon Barkley. He's been worth every penny that they've paid him, but damn, you're paying Jalen Hurts a lot. You're paying Brown, Smith, hell, even Goddard. You need the passing game to really catch up, and it just hasn't been doing that all season. So maybe a weak secondary is exactly what they need to get their rhythm right or whatever. So that said, I think the Eagles win this, but it's a very close game. So expect 26-24. Fly, Eagles, fly. And yeah, that's all I got for you, gentlemen. The guard is telling me I've been on the phone for way too damn long.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much a collect call costs, but at an hour 23 minutes, not great.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Do we have anything in the funds for this?
Sure, yeah.
We'll petition the court or something.
Or just, put like $20 on 16 leg parlay. That should get me out.
That will more than get you out. That's don't go back money.
How expensive these calls are, okay?
That's fair. All right, well, that'll end our pro football talk this week. Don't forget to watch, skip, and wreck trains. Does anybody else have anything before we hit this little outro button?
Foosball.
Fuck the 49ers.
Yeah. Fuck all the enemies. Fuck everybody in the league. I hope everyone has a miserable time for the rest of the season.
Steps up. He's going to run out left. 10, 5, touchdown Seattle. Geno Smith runs in the end zone for a go-ahead touchdown. With 12 seconds to go in the game.
No, and it's zone coverage. It didn't look like it was all-out man. Looks like Devondre Campbell had his eyes on Geno Smith and came inside with an in-cutting route. Gino saw it, foot in the ground, took off, had Campbell out leveraged. Take